I hope that you're here because you're interested in making my crepe paper poppies. And the subject of today is tacky glue. And you might be wondering, why is it upside down? Well, that's because I think it works out better that way, and I'll tell you why in a moment. This video is 10 hot tips about tacky glue, and the reason why I'd like to give you a good glue experience is because you're going to get gluey when you make paper flowers with me, and it's good to accept it and prepare for it. So one of the things that I enjoy doing is working on a surface. I prefer using parchment paper. Other paper florists use wax paper, and there are even other surfaces that you can use. But if you accept that things are going to get gluey, you can prepare for it. And being able to change out the surface that you're working on is an enormous help. So tip 1, work on some kind of surface. Hot tip 2, get ready to clean your fingers. I have started using water wipes, and I'll keep it next to my workspace, wipe my fingers off. And the thing is, I need to make sure that my fingers are completely dry before I touch the paper again. Paper flowers do not like to get wet. Getting wet will ruin the beautiful dyeing and shaping that you've done. So sometimes I might have a paper towel up here with me. And you know what? I'm going to save both of these things to use when I'm creating centers or other kinds of things for my paper flowers. I don't create extra waste with these products. Tip 3, you can see on your own right here. It's to store your tacky glue upside down. One of the things that drives me bananas is waiting for tacky glue to get all the way to the bottom to the applicator so that I can start applying it. If I store it inverted, I never have to worry about it. And this beautiful mug was something that my daughter made in an intro to ceramics class, so it weighs 6,000 pounds. But it's beautiful. So just find a mug that you don't use anymore. Or you could even use like a recycled can from canned beans or whatnot. So what's going to happen is that the bottom of it will get filled up with glue, and you'll have to yank it up. And when you yank it, it'll remove that film of glue that forms on top of tacky glue when you stop using it. So I don't even need to keep the tip on top. I just pop it in here, and then when I want to use glue again, I'll yank it out and it's already ready to flow. Tip 3 is to use some kind of tool to apply your tacky glue. I generally just use the applicator tip, but I also at times use orange sticks, and if I am covering a large space with the glue, I will use a bit of plastic cutting board that I cut up for this purpose. So I'll use that as a scraper. Some floral artists like to use tiny, adorable spatulas, but I don't do that. Tacky glue works best when you let it become tacky. So I just put a bunch of glue on these stamens here, and you know what? I'm gonna let this sit for a little while and soften, and then it'll work better when I try to apply it. I also usually have a little mat, plastic mat with glue on it, and this stuff is like gold. So when I want something to stick quickly, I'll use this stuff that's been dehydrating for a little while. When you want to know why tacky glue is called tacky glue, let it get tacky before you use it. Don't use it straight out of the bottle. So I think we're at tip 6 or 7, and that is to find the right pace and the right amount for your gluing. I think you saw how quickly I applied my glue. Gluing shouldn't take forever. And also, I don't use too much. So these things will come with practice. If you're feeling like you are getting much too gluey, then you should use less. But if you're also taking forever to do your gluing, you should go quicker. So here I'm using some glue on my mat to dab into this confetti pollen that I've just made. And I bet that is going to be real cute. Yeah. So here's the advantage to letting tacky glue get tacky is when you have this little plastic mat, your glue is all ready for you to use. And then if you let that dry overnight, please don't wash it. If you let it dry overnight, that plastic will release the hardened glue, no problem, and it's all ready for you to use the next day. Another tip, if you find that you are doing a lot of gluing, I recommend that you start on one side of the parchment and then move over gradually. So that way, if you intentionally use your space, you'll be able to use more of your craft mat for gluing, and things won't be as messy. So I don't know if you can tell, but because I'm a righty, I'm moving from the right to the left, and I'll be able to gradually glue all these petals as I move across the paper. And then I can take this out, fold it in half, and use that new space, or I can just switch it out for a completely different layer of parchment and keep things neat and dry that way. So I think we're at tip 10. And that is to experiment with different kinds of glue. So I've used Tacky Glue Quick Dry, and I was very surprised at how differently it worked. Other paper artists enjoy using school glue. Well, there's so many kinds of glue out there. Go for it, give them a try, but do not use hot glue with this project. There are a number of problems with hot glue, especially over time, and tacky glue dries like a rock. And if you follow the tips I've outlined here, I think you're gonna have a very easy experience creating a beautiful flower. Well, let's see how she looks. Oh yeah, and that's pretty great. The final thing is, I guess we'll call this tip 11. Let your petals dry completely overnight before you attempt to style them on the flower. Give that tacky glue some time to dry, but I don't think this little baby needs a thing. She looks great to me. Thanks for joining me for my 10 or 11 hot tips on tacky glue. When you order your kit from Carol at Petals and Pearls, she will be sending you a bottle of tacky glue. It won't be the same size as mine, but it's going to have perfectly enough in it for you to make a large bouquet of these beautiful poppies. Have a great day and keep in touch. Please do subscribe if you'd like to see more poppy and other craft videos with me. Okay.